Tonight, when the lights go out, something ancient wakes up inside you. Not a thought, a feeling. A cold certainty that whatever is on the other side of that darkness is watching back. Modern neuroscience has a name for this. It's called hyperactive agency detection. And it has been running quietly inside your nervous system for somewhere around 300,000 years, waiting for the lights to go out. Your brain was not built for a world where the dark is safe. It was built for a world where it wasn't. For the overwhelming majority of human history, darkness meant predators. Real ones. Leopards in sub-Saharan Africa have better night vision than any human who ever lived. Hyenas hunt in near-total darkness. Lions in Tanzania are 60% more likely to attack after 6 p.m. than at any point during the day. Your ancestors knew this, not as a statistic, as something learned the hard way, generation after generation, until the lesson stopped being a conscious thought at all and became something closer to a reflex. Here's what makes this strange. The fear isn't irrational. It's the opposite. Psychologists call it error management theory. When your brain detects a sound in the dark, it has exactly two choices. Assume it's nothing and be wrong, or assume it's a threat and be wrong. The first mistake gets you eaten. The second mistake costs you a few seconds of elevated cortisol and a faster heartbeat. Evolution doesn't care about your comfort. It only cares which mistake ends your bloodline. So it wired in a bias. Assume the threat is real. Every time. Automatically. The individuals who didn't make that assumption are not your ancestors. They never got the chance to become anyone's ancestors at all. The fear hasn't been about actual predators for a very long time. The amygdala, the part of your brain that processes threat, doesn't distinguish between a leopard and an empty hallway. What it responds to is uncertainty. Darkness removes visual certainty completely. Your dominant sense goes offline. The brain fills the gap the only way it knows how. It imagines. And what it imagines is almost always worse than whatever is actually there. Researchers have documented that sounds and sensations you would completely ignore in daylight become amplified in darkness because your brain is searching for the predator it knows somewhere below conscious reasoning must be close. This is exactly why horror movies work. A good director never shows you the monster directly. Your imagination produces something no effects budget could match. The fear of the dark isn't a fear of darkness itself. It's a fear of what darkness hides. And your brain will manufacture something to hide in it every single time. There's also a cultural layer sitting on top of the biological one, and it pulls in exactly the same direction. Children learn that darkness is where monsters live before they're old enough to interrogate that assumption. Stories, films, every ghost narrative across every human culture pairs night with danger, death, and the unnatural. By adulthood, the fear has two separate root systems, one evolutionary, one learned, both pointing the same way. And we never really pushed back against it. We invented fire, then candles, then gas lamps, and then Edison's bulb in 1879, and we systematically flooded the dark out of existence. Roughly 9% of American adults still develop a nyctophobia severe enough to produce panic attacks, heart palpitations, and an inability to leave the house after sunset. But for most people, the fear just hums quietly in the background. The instinct to check the corner of the room when the lights go off. The reason a parking garage at midnight feels different from the same structure at noon. That's not a malfunction. That's 300,000 years of accurate threat assessment, still running in a world it was never designed for.